I watched people create life from the ground like magic. The life spawned from the brown soil despite the hard work it was to accomplish this in the desert. The way they would sow the seeds and protect the crops with their bodies and their blisters. A mix of blood and sweat is shed all over these fields, a human sacrifice to Tlaloc, the god of harvest, so you may have your produce. Minimum wage is paid in Arizona for this work to be done at 100 plus Fahrenheit conditions. I watched a man hemorrhage to death in the melon harvest. The elders had warned us it was important to resist the urge of pouring water onto our heads, no matter how hot it was. The sudden change in temperature would cause arteries to rupture, and we would bleed out into the soil. He must have been very desperate. All of us were very desperate. None of us should have been there, but it was our duty. We must feed the people. We must feed our families. We must bring life from the soil. About 5 people died that year as we traveled up to California. They were buried in this soil. They were returned to this land. We do not make headlines, yet we feed the nation crop by every crop. When I watched those calloused hands, dry, earthy, brown hands produce life from the soil, I couldn't help but think that I was witnessing more than magic, that these people were that land, restless brown bodies walking miles on end, lifting tons on the daily, communicating with these lands like no one else could, like maybe they have been producing life from the soil for millennia. I was witnessing more than magic, and it humbled the fuck out of me. I fled from that work because my hands were too feeble. Now, I don't think this makes me a coward. I say that this is just a different form of magic I choose to produce. It helps me cope with the bad memories. And I learned from a pie chart that the highest birth rates are found in war-torn countries. And I hold the belief that this is the human network's consciousness retaliating. This is the resistance to damage. When I hear you mock my people's endurance, I think this is that resistance. When we love, you say we fuck like animals. When we return to our lands, you say we are illegals. When we feed our families, you say we propagate this nation's destruction. When we feed yours, you say nothing. A war has been cast on my people, whether you want to believe it or not. The thought of this indigenous blood running through the blue veins of your child's pale skin makes you sick. And maybe it is because your veins cannot handle the grains of earth that run through ours. They want to see us buried somewhere where we might cease to sprout again, but we are rising from the brown soil like we belong here. We continue to nurture, grow, and feed. We are pouring water onto our heads because we are the soil, because we are the seeds.